a very good afternoon. Welcome to Nace. It's our second last weekend of the 2014 Irish Flat season. Joining me now is champion trainer-elect on the flat for yet another year, Aidan O'Brien. Well, Aidan, we're in the final stages of yet another flat season, and many congratulations. You're crowned champion trainer again in the flat for another year. You've had a fantastic season.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Listen, the horses ran well. We had a bit of a blip at the start, and they ran fairly consistent through the year. Listen, obviously we had some good winners, and obviously some other things didn't go away, but that's the way. And listen, we're delighted to be here for another year.
And Aidan, obviously, start off with Australia. He has to be the highlight. Winner of the Epsom Derby. He's a horse you always spoke highly of, and how right you were proved. And he was a very impressive winner of an Epsom Derby, and then followed up here in the Irish equivalent at the Curragh.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. A great horse. We always thought he was very, very high class horse, and we're delighted he improved lovely from 2 to 3, and very impressive. Probably a little bit of the thing that was a little bit of a regret. You'd say you'd love to have him back at a mile at the end, you know. But listen, that wasn't to be, and that was it. He's a horse with a lot of pace. He's bred to stay well, but probably we always felt like he was maybe a mile might have been going to be his best trip, you know. So, but listen, delighted to have him, and look forward to his foals.
And Aidan, he was such a very, very impressive winner. Off a layoff in the Juddmonte International, the Group 1, when he beat the Great Gatsby in very impressive fashion at York.
Yeah, absolutely. Fast ground, flat track, easy mile and a quarter. Really suited him well. Like, he travelled very well into the straight that day and travelled down the straight very well. So, listen, I suppose pace was his big thing. He was a great traveller, Kevin.
And Aidan, another Irish Guineas in the bag again, Marvellous. She was a real tough filly, and it was very testing ground conditions that day, and she really braved it out.
She did, yeah, absolutely. Delighted with her. Halfway you wouldn't be sure what was going to happen, but came home very well. Very tough, solid filly. She won nicely as her only run at 2, but solid, genuine filly, and she's one we're going to look forward to as well at stud.
And it 1-2, and of course the Irish Oaks Tapestry had to be obviously very unlucky, because she stumbled coming out of the stalls, and only for the breast guard that day. The saddle went right back. She'd run a blinder due to the circumstance that day, but Bracelet was a good winner.
Yeah, absolutely, great. Bracelet won. Lovely that day. Obviously, Tapestry, obviously it was amazing what she did with the saddle down around her tail. She ran through the whole race and just got beat. So she was great filly as well. Won then in York after that. So no, 2 very good fillies, Kevin.
It was a thrilling finish that day. The Yorkshire Oaks to come out on top and beat Tagruda that day. 2 high class fillies.
Yeah, absolutely. We were happy with her going to York. Ground suited her, 1.5 miles, nice pace, and it all just fell her way. And obviously she was in there with no pressure, and Tagula was the pressure filly, so it fell her way, and we were delighted with her.
And one of the races of the season for me was Royal Ascot, the Ascot Gold Cup, leading light, coming out on top in a brilliant race.
Ah, yeah, great horse, great stayer. Obviously he won an English Ledger as a 3-year-old. Listening, he really had to dig deep in 2.5 miles in the Gold Cup, but very courageous, very, very sound, safe horse, you know. So great to have him, Kevin.
And Aidan, lots to look forward to next year. You've introduced some very exciting looking coals, and along with the fillies, and obviously Old Man River has been very impressive. John F. Kennedy as well. Dick Whittington won a Group 1, and Glen Eagles. Lots to look forward to for next year.
Yeah, hopefully, Kevin. There's a lot of horses there that won group races, and hopefully they'll progress from 2 to 3. Like you said, there's a lot of them there, and it's hopefully the ones that will progress will be the good 3-year-olds. But they look like they're well-bred horses, big, fine, good-looking horses. So hopefully.
And also the fillies as well. Found us very impressive in the Marcel Boussac, and the fillies mile the other day, Together Forever. She's an exciting filly too.
Yeah, 2 very good fillies as well, Kevin. 2 Galileo fillies. Obviously, they met in their maiden. Obviously, Found came out on top, and then obviously Found one very impressive in France, obviously, and then we're delighted with Together Forever's run in Newmarket the last day. So they're exceptional, good 2-year-olds, and fillies, that big scopy fillies that you would hope and look forward to them next year.
And Together Forever, she looks like she's got plenty of pace, but there'll be no trouble with her staying as well. Maybe turn into an Oaks filly in time.
Yeah, hopefully. And wasn't sure whether she'd get the 1.5 miles, but when we rode her patiently, she looked like she could. She travels very well, so hopefully she'll get 1.5 miles. She'll get 1.25 miles anyway. So, and usually if they get 1.25 miles, well, they'll usually get 1.5 miles.
And Aidan's coming to the end of the domestic action, but still plenty of targets for you. Obviously the Breeders' Cup, how's the team shaping up?
Yeah, I suppose, listen, we've probably 3 juveniles qualified to run the fillies turf. War Envy in the Coles turf. The Great War might run on the dirt, 2-year-olds, and then maybe Magician might run in the turf. So that's probably be it. Probably 4 runners at most.
The Magician, he was very good there last year.
Yeah, absolutely. He's had a few problems this year. It was just hard to keep him right or get him right. So listen, we're getting that way so far, and we're nearly there at the moment. So hopefully.
Well, Aidan, it's been another fantastic season, and we look forward to having a chat with you, hopefully back here again to celebrate another championship at the end of next season. Aidan O'Brien, thank you very much for having a word with us.
Pleasure, Kevin. Thank you very much.